Welcome back to our Copa America recap day 7. This video is going to be a little bit different, guys, because we already have 20 minutes of footage of our thoughts on Venezuela 1, Mexico 0 that was recorded during a live stream. And we are going live again on the channel for Mexico-Ecuador, the game that will decide who lives and who dies in Group B of the Copa America. So if you want to see that, and if you want to see these other daily recaps covering the tournament, make sure you hit subscribe and drop your thoughts down below in the comments and leave a like if you could. That goes a long way. I'm going to give my thoughts very quickly on Ecuador 3, Jamaica 1, and then the second half of this video, if you want to skip straight to it, is where we talk Mexico, Venezuela. For those of you who don't know, I do have a soft spot for the Ecuadorian national team. I consider myself a fan, so this last match day is a little awkward, although of course I'm going for Mexico. But I have to say, Ecuador once again looking pretty pedestrian at this tournament. I'm trying to think of the results at this Copa so far. What is the most flattering scoreline? It has to be this one today, Ecuador 3, Jamaica 1. Because if you watched this game, you cannot seriously tell yourself that Ecuador deserved 3 goals in this game. I thought Ecuador started this game pretty bright, much like they did against Venezuela. I thought Kendry Pais looked great. I thought Incampié and Preciado were pushing up. I thought Jeremy Sarmiento looked like he was well on his way to a man of the match performance. Kevin Rodriguez was actually making some decent runs. And then as soon as the Incampié freak own goal, and guys, if you haven't seen this, it is a freak own goal. That is the only other way to describe it. As soon as that went in, Ecuador did exactly what they tend to do, and they just chilled, man. They're like the England of South America. They score a goal, and then it's just full Tortuga ball. It's like they lose the desire, or maybe they're being instructed to be more defensive. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it's happening so many times. Then there's the controversy in this game about the handballs and the referees. And look, I'm going to make this very short because I don't like harping on about referee decisions and all that. Alan Franco probably should have been called for a handball. The Jamaican defender who was called for the handball, I thought even that was harsh. If I was the ref, I wouldn't call either. But if you're going to call the first one, you probably should call the second one on Alan Franco. So very quickly, that's just how I feel. I was texting my homies in the South American footy chat we have, and I feel like Moises Caicedo is just carrying this team genuinely. I feel like he has to do everything. He saved a header from Jamaica off the goal line near the end of the match, which would have tied the game. That was before Alan Minda's equalizer. I mean, this guy, he needs some help. I can pretty much summarize Ecuador by just saying they are underperforming, point blank. This team, this talent, can do way, way better than what we are seeing. We can talk about Felix Torres' mistakes. We can talk about Preciado mistakes on Jamaica's goal. We can talk about Incampié having an off day. We can talk about the fact that there's not really a perfect midfielder to pair with Kendry Pais and Moises Caicedo. At the end of the day, this team looks bang average, man. Will they do enough against Mexico to get a result and move on? I believe that they will. But right now, they don't look like a team that's winning a knockout game. And the expectation for me personally, maybe not you, let me know in the comments, but for me personally, was they were making the semifinals. And as of right now, I cannot see Ecuador winning a knockout game, and that is really disappointing for me because I really like this team and they should be making a semis, but I think it's going to be a real struggle for them. Jamaica were terrible in the first half. They had .05 XG, doing absolutely nothing, just defending, barely hanging on, and in the second half, they actually kind of turned it on. Damian Lowe goes off, who did not have a good game. In comes Damari Gray. Deshaun Bernard went off as well, and I felt like a combination of Jamaica being forced to go for it and Ecuador being way too goddamn pragmatic led to a genuine scare there. I mean, after Michail Antonio's first goal for Jamaica at a Copa America, congratulations to Jamaica, I was sweating. I was genuinely nervous. And then when that Alan Franco handball thing happened, I thought for sure Ecuador had bottled it. Divine intervention might have played a part today, and that ended up saving Ecuador. But like I said, this team is far off from where they need to be. And for Jamaica, I'm kind of conflicted. So I'd love any Reggae Boys fans to let me know. Because on one hand, I'm a little upset that Halmgrimsson has chosen to be this defensive. Because we always hear about how talented this Jamaican side is on paper, right? We're always talking about, oh, they're better than Mexico on paper. They're better than Panama on paper. They're just as good as Canada. Maybe they're better than Canada on paper. Everybody's in the championship. But they don't play like it. And I think they don't play like it because, one, some of their players are overrated. But I think also Halmgrimsson is clearly drilling into this team to be a defense-first bunker team. You do not start Damian Lowe and Palmer as the center mids if you are trying to be creative. That was a telltale sign from Halmgrimsson that he wanted 1 point from this match and to give it his all against Venezuela and try to get the win in advance that way. But the reason I say I'm conflicted is because I genuinely don't know if Jamaica could play free-flowing football using these attacking players, this attacking talent that they've been bestowed, and beat good teams. So it's still kind of this theory crafting with Jamaica. It's a big what if. So any Reggae Boys fans, let me know how you feel about it. Are you upset? Do you feel like you've been cheated? Do you wish that the team played a different way? Let me know. And any Ecuadorians as well, man. Tell me the silver lining. Tell me the silver lining, man. Like, what's it gonna be against Mexico, and what's it gonna be in the knockouts, man? Because I'm kind of running out of faith here for this team. Literally, how I rate these players and how talented I believe they are is the reason I'm still backing them. Otherwise, yeah, I would have probably jumped ship by now. That's all for Ecuador, Jamaica. Again, guys, hit subscribe so you don't miss that live stream kicking off next week. Ecuador, Mexico is going to be crazy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Drop a like on the stream, hit subscribe if you could. We're going to be doing a lot more of these live streams and match recaps for the Copa America. We do a lot of videos here covering Mexico specifically. Yeah, Venezuela's first ever victory against Mexico. Okay, biggest talking points. Pineda misses his pen. Venezuela make their pen. And Santi Jimenez miss in the first half. I feel like that's what everybody's going to focus on.
Yeah, 100%. That's what everybody's going to take away. That's what everybody's going to take away. And you know what is not going to be talked about? Is how the entire energy of the Mexican national team switched when Chino came on. You tell me what sub changed the game more than Chino Huerta?
My counter to that is that he should have scored.
Okay, he should have scored, but still, like the opportunities started coming in. You have to think that if the game starts that way, if it starts with his energy there down the right, you don't spend the entire first half of the game playing through what's his name on the left. What's his name? What's my boy's name?
I don't know. We're playing. He was on the right
Left
with
wing.
Antuna. He replaced Antuna.
No, I know, but what's the guy's left on the left?
Quinones.
Is the Quinones. Thank you. If Quinones, if you have a better option than Quinones, you're playing to the better option. But Quinones had a multitude of opportunities that I felt, while some of them were good, a lot of them led to nothing. And I understand that the same thing happened for Chino, but I just value it so much more. I value it so much more.
I think that Antuna was terrible today. So I don't necessarily think Chino was good. I think he was okay. I thought Alexis Vega did maybe like every sub did like one or two good things, and then kind of ghosted the rest of their ref appearance. Their appearance. Sorry, I read a comment. I thought the midfield, man. I mean, we probably lost the game in the first half.
That I can agree with.
Should have put it away with a better team by far. And we could never find Santi. And the one time we did find Santi, the one time Luis Chavez finds Santi, it goes off his tacos and goes straight to the goddamn Venezuelan goalkeeper. And that is going to be all over Twitter tonight. I already know, man.
That is the biggest talking point. Let's not get it twisted. Nobody is like, I will not see the penalty miss on Twitter, period. I will see Santi missing it at least, oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that, at least 3 times.
Yeah. You know what's going to really bother me when I check Twitter? Is that everybody's going to act like we lost to some trash-ass national team when Venezuela are actually good. That's what's going to piss me off the most.
Correct.
Is people going to be like...
ignorance.
Complete ignorance. Like, are they world beaters? No. But this is a well-drilled team. They're a good team. They just beat Ecuador and Mexico.
They had a game plan. And they had a game plan. They knew exactly how to do it. And I know you were getting on some of the Venezuelans for little chirping in there, playing a little dirty, but it's the Copa America, you know? I expect that.
It's the Copa America, and if it works...
If it works, it works. Guess what you are not going to remember? I'm not going to see a single replay of the guy who pushed your forward in the back when that cross came in. I'm not going to see a single replay of that. I'm not going to see anything else. People will show the clump at the very end. Maximum.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought, and the guy who pushed him, Osorio, I thought he had a good game for Venezuela.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really
yeah.
think anybody for Venezuela had a bad game outside of maybe Sotelo, though. I thought he was pretty wasteful. I think his Copa America has been one of the more disappointing ones for me so far for a player that I had very high expectations for. Um, but I mean,
Guys,
from
Venezuela
Santos,
doesn't suck. You guys are saying in the chat now, they don't.
no, that's
Go
that they
look at
do
their games. Go
suck.
watch any more of their games. If you think they suck, you're projecting based off of what you saw here today, which even then, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Okay, Al says it's not a surprise. Oh, whoops, that Venezuela are winning. I hope you're saying that because you're putting respect on Venezuela, not because you're saying that like Mexico are dog shit, which is probably the angle that you are taking. But you got to put some respect on this Venezuelan side.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, beat Ecuador because they were a man up, but they're still, dude. They're walking into the final match day of the Copa America against Jamaica, and they got 6 points already. They're through. They're through, and they're gonna have a +2 goal differential. So it's gonna be hard for somebody to leapfrog them. I mean, they gotta have a bad game again, a bad game, and Ecuador's probably got to ball out for Venezuela to not win the group now,
Yeah. Yep.
dude. And this is why I switched my prediction before the Copa America started. I said we are gonna get third. We're gonna finish third because at the end of the day, dude, we're just playing too many bum ass players. That y'all might not know who these Venezuelan players are. I promise you, they start for us. I promise you they do. I promise you, Yangel Herrera walks into Mexico.
Hold on, Jack. Run that back there. Run that back there. You froze. You froze.
Did I?
Yeah, you said they
What
start for
was?
us and then you froze. Run it back.
Oh, I guarantee you guys that Yangel Herrera walks into Mexico's lineup. I guarantee you, if Osorio is our center back, we're having a real conversation. Should he put Montes on the bench?
Yeah.
Navarro and who's my boy at Real Sociedad? Aramburu? Probably both start. Like they're better than us. They're better than us. And they beat us. And this was an ugly ass game. And they inch a victory through a penalty. Guess who doesn't care? Venezuela.
Venezuela. Nope. Nobody
Venezuela.
cares.
Real
Gabino,
Sociedad, dude, had a great game. He did. He did. He had a great game, including like the icing tackle at the last minute there. He was great.
you know what I will say? Gabino came in with a super chat, and I've seen a few people say this. They're saying that your touches on the ball looked bad, but I think touches, especially in the final third, really didn't look that bad. Like people were able to bring the ball down and control them. The crosses weren't exactly awful. It was just the finishing. It was the finishing that I would say was significantly worse than the first touches. Like people are saying that that Santi is
I'd say
Lukaku.
passing too. Passing is
Santi's
not.
not Lukaku. He's got great first touch. It's just that finish there. Ugly, 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 ugly.
Dudes, I mean, isn't Lukaku Belgium's all-time leading goal scorer?
Yep.
Yeah, Santi got a way to go. He got a way to go. I mean, we don't have guys though on this team who can put the ball in the back of the net. We don't.
No,
Everybody here's got a handful of goals
even
and
Chino.
most.
Even Chino. I love Chino. I love Chino. My favorite player on the national team. However, I mean, you saw his shot. You saw his shot there. You lift that.
He
You lift
can't
that
shoot.
even a foot, 2 feet.
He
Goal.
can't shoot. Romo can't shoot. Rodriguez can't shoot. Quinones can shoot. Santi can't shoot, just not when he plays for us. Arteaga's probably got the best cannon on the team, and he's our left back. So we're making a bunch of like half chances. We're playing with a terrible cam without goal scorers. So like we're not gonna play pretty sexy, efficient football like that. We don't have we're not fielding the players to succeed. Do we have, a team that could potentially be as good as Argentina? Of course not. Of course not. But we're still playing the same bums that we were playing in 2021 and complaining about. We started Jorge Sanchez Luis Romo and Charlie Rodriguez in this game. That is insane, y'all. What are we doing? What are we doing? I I said at the very beginning of the stream, I'm not shocked if we lose, and I think Venezuela will win.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be a tight ass game. And I'm watching the Quinones penalty on my TV. Not a good pen, man. Not a good pen to give away. Like,
No.
you got to be better than that, man. Holy hell. Ecuador up next. Look, our biggest hope is that Ecuador have also been so mid, it's painful. That's our biggest hope right now. Is that they lay a goose egg because those guys can't play good football for very long. That's what I'm gonna have to tell myself when I go to sleep tonight. Because I don't think Lozano has proven that he can tactically outclass anybody.
No.
No, M Steele, I'm not surprised. Go back to the first sentence that was said on the stream. Venezuela's going to win. Those are my words. I'm not surprised. I'm a little annoyed. I'm very annoyed, especially because we were pretty much gifted a pen at the end there. Chino has a really bad miss as well. Luis Chavez had a terrible miss as well. Like, we're missing tap-ins, man. So, yeah, I'm a little frustrated. Because at parts, we actually looked better than what I expected, and we still couldn't get it done. Do I think Lozano's out? You can't ask that now. You got to ask after the Copa. Because if we beat Ecuador and we finish with 6th and go through, then we got to see who we're playing. It's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. Venezuela didn't do nothing but defend and oh, did you highlight this?
I just pulled this one up
Oh, okay.
just now.
Okay.
I think I overwrote yours.
No. Go.
Despite all the things that the ref let slide, Mexico had multiple chances and failed every single one. Only people to blame are the players. Multiple chances and each player's failed to finish their plays. And dude, that's what it comes down to. Like, you can talk about the ref all you want. Mexico and Venezuela got a pen. So the only calls that matter, you were given a fair shake both ways. Fair shake both ways. They even went to VAR for the Mexico one. So if you want to talk about what the ref let slide and, what the ref did, they went the extra mile to give you guys what you deserved, right? You have to look at the players. You have to look at the players, and you got to find key points to work on. 100%. That's the only way that you can advance, because these are the players that you're given, right? One thing that doesn't start you off right is obviously Jimmy, right? Starting, I think Jack mentioned to me, 5 or 6 players? Not
5 of our starting 11 are highly suspect. 2 criminally offensive. Yeah.
Okay. So you take that into account, but then you still can't get it done, when there's cycling going through. I don't know. I don't know. When subs come on, we're still having issues. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And yes, part of it's Jimmy's fault. Part of it is the player's fault. I don't know. I
You
don't
have to
know.
blame the players as well. You
Yes.
have to. I mean, you got to put the ball in the back of the net. And there were some easy chances here. And even when we're going back last game too, like, we created better chances against Venezuela today, a better defense than we did against Jamaica, and we didn't score. Jamaica, we score a golazo from Arteaga. That was pretty much it. Our offense was not good that game. We were way better against a better team today, and the players let themselves down. They didn't put the ball away. Whether it was Santi, Memote, Chavez, Chino, Quinones. I mean, you can't just point at one guy. Pineda, who do you want to blame? There are about seven or 8 gentlemen who missed a great opportunity. So let's not jump on one boat and be like, Santi's the reason are we in 3rd right now, I think? 3rd place? I think we are, because of goal differential. Like, be better than that. Be smarter than that.
Be better than that.
That's an idiotic take. That's a brain dead plastic take.
You know what? It's Eagle really quick. Just to set the record straight. We've been defended Chino. He was my pick for player of the game. I love his impact. I love the way that he changes. Mexico looks like a different team to me every time he comes on. I've been saying this. You go back to any single one of the streams, all I do is sing this guy's praises. Okay, I can appreciate that he's better at assisting and passing the ball. That's totally valid. Somebody's got to score. And when you have an out-and-out opportunity like that, go watch the replay. The Venezuelan keeper has his back turned. I give an F. I don't even care where you put the ball. It does not matter. You have a giant gaping hole with a net in the back of it. All you got to do is lift the ball up 2 feet. Outside of that, you've got damn near 100 degrees of direction with which you can score the ball. That's it. That's what it comes down to. If it looks like a chance that I can finish and you miss, that's damning. That's damning, and you deserve the criticism. So even though he's my boy, even though I love this man, it's got to be said. It's got to be said.
I actually have no idea who my man of the match would be. I'd probably give it to Johan Vasquez just because I thought he made some really good tackles. And we didn't really concede very many good chances against Venezuela. So I can't give it to Chino. Like, he needed to do better. I don't even know who else is in the running. Maybe Arteaga, which is crazy to say. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Did Quinones sell the game? No, again, because as we've talked about, we should have scored multiple. Should Marcelo Flores play? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's ready. I really don't. I got to go watch the highlights. Yeah, dude, watch the highlights and then
It's going to be
try to
some
form
quick
your own
highlights.
opinion.
It's going to be a 4-minute highlight reel.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There weren't many.
On Twitter, CONMEBOL fans rooted against Mexico. How come? So I think the reason for this is that, well, there's a lot of Mexicans, and we can be very loud. And so I think the smaller CONMEBOL fans think that, like, we overrate ourselves as a national team, which is true. And so they want to see Mexico humbled. Also, Mexico is like the biggest Spanish speaking country. So, like, even though we're not Argentina or Brazil, they speak Portuguese, but we're kind of like one of the big bads. If we're not the final boss, we're like the boss right before. So that's why people don't want to see us do well, because we talk a lot of smack. Like, we do. I've seen a lot of Mexicans say some very disrespectful things about the Venezuelans, the Ecuadorians, the Peruvian national team, all
The
that in the
Argentines.
last week. The Argentines. Well, y'all do it to yourselves. We're just playing defense against y'all.
I don't know how.
Yeah, Edgar, well put. This is not on Lozano, it's on our players. You have to blame Lozano for the lineup. Like, he's fielding an ass team. But even that ass team should have scored 3 goals today. So, you decide what percentage of blame you would like to allocate. In Vietnam, players who can't score, we call them wood legs. That's pretty cool.
We call them troncos over here. It means like a trunk of wood.
Yeah.
Which,
Troncos.
honestly, let's talk about that. When Quinones did have the ball, there were a couple opportunities where he had no outlet passes. So a lot of those nothing burgers that he came up with on the left wing, it's because he didn't have options. Nobody's running for him. Nobody's making space. It's tough.
Yeah. I know we got a couple Ecuadorians in this chat right now who are probably very pleased at this result.
Yeah.
Well, because a draw would have been bad for Ecuador. Because then Mexico we could get a draw against Ecuador, finish with 5 points, Ecuador being 4, and they'd be out.
Wow.
But now, dude, we got to go now, like, in this next game. And I think they have the better GD. They have the better GD. So I don't even think we can tie, dude. I think we have to win now. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is going to be...
it's wraps. Josue was saying it's
dude,
wraps.
It's wraps, dude. I'm sorry, it's wraps. This team is so wasteful. That Ecuador side, Felix Sanchez, soccer terrorist, dude, he's just going to set them up so well. to defend and have the worst 90 minutes of football anybody's ever been forced to watch. God, we're
That
so
game is
cooked, dude.
gonna be terrible. That game is gonna be terrible. Y'all bring
Yeah,
some jokes for the live stream because holy cow. Holy cow,
yeah,
man.
yeah. If you think that this is about to be like a 4-3 banger,
You're wrong.
I think it could be the worst game in like the history of the Copa America. Like,
It could be.
oh my god. And we got Mitchell Gonzalez. Don't look too familiar. Kind of look like Spider-Man. Couldn't agree more. Thanks, Mitchell.
What a
Somebody
stud.
with some ball knowledge in the chat.
Finally.
God damn. All right, I don't really know what else to say. Any like last questions before we jump off? Ask them right now.
Put
Oh, here's the
11 men in
super
the
chat
net.
from Ed Eagle. Thanks for the super chat. Who do you think should start for next game? I think we should probably start Quinones, Santi. I would start Chino, right?
Yeah.
I start Jordi Cortizo, Luis Chavez, and Eric Sanchez in the midfield. I would start Artiaga, Montes Vasquez, and you can, I guess, go Israel Reyes. Wait, I was gonna say Jorge Sanchez, but actually, I would start Israel Reyes. Me personally, or my boy from Pachuca. I can't remember his name right now, but like, put a team out there that can like go at you. We're gonna need that against Ecuador. I really, really think that. Felix Sanchez masterclass. That hurt to watch. It did, man. It did. It did. The pen miss was just cruel.
The pen miss was cruel.
She was cruel, man.
It was deflating. But to your credit, you guys didn't bow out after that. I mean, if anything, you started playing better. So I don't know if that's like some self-loathing or something. Like you got to get somebody in there that can channel that in the first half. Because if you play like that in the first half, you might win this game. Not tie.
Yep.
You might win this game. There's a world in which you win this game, and it's not that far off.
There's a world. I think it's far off. I think it's far. I'm gonna say it
You're
again.
not
Our
even giving
biggest
yourself a
hope.
chance, dude.
No, I'm saying it's far off. But our biggest hope is that Ecuador have been bad. They also look like they're kind of out of form. But Enner's gonna come back from that game or for that game. I don't know, dude. We don't have a lot of examples of like really good Mexican wins against good teams, and Ecuador
Yeah.
is a good team. So, could it be the first? I mean, Venezuela just beat us for the first time ever. So, yeah, it could happen. But I'm going to go into that expecting that we give it a proper go and are ultimately beaten by a more talented Ecuador side. It's way more talented than us. Pretty much head to toe. Maybe not the attack, but I
No.
mean, even Jeremy Sarmiento looks like a beast right now. So, I don't know. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream there. We will be going live for Mexico-Ecuador, the final Group B match. Whenever that is, it's gonna be absolute chaos, madness. I just want a good game and for us to pull it out at the end. But if we don't win, at least make it a good game. That's all that I'm gonna ask the universe for. So that one should be a banger. Everything to play for. Everything to play for Mexico versus Ecuador. We're also going to be going live tomorrow for USA Panama and probably going live for one of the Group D games on Friday as well. So if you guys want to know our complete live stream schedule, you can follow us on Twitter. I will put the link in the description of this video. It's probably not there right now, but I will add that after the stream ends. And yeah, man, hit subscribe, guys. Stick around. Leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed this post-match recap. Venezuela 1, Mexico 0. Good Lord, I'm going to bed.